And what I see is that the product to cast was true, was felled, and its product must low overshadowed. And that's where new orders for ongoing uncertainties in forecast, then the comparable order intake dropped 8% during the second quarter from a year ago. Phillips said Monday the shares fell as much as 7.7%, the biggest drop since October last year, and were trading down 4.4% in Amsterdam as of 12:36 p.m. local time. The manufacturer had few orders coming in than we would like. Chief Executive Officer Roy Jacobs said in an interview, new healthcare licensing requirements in Russia contributed to the decline, he said. The company, which may see more
fallout from its costly recall of sleep apnea devices, still beat analysts' forecast for second quarter earnings and raised its outlook for growth. The company has set aside a total of around 1.58 billion euros, 1.8 billion, to recall some 5.5 million devices to treat sleep apnea, as well as planned settlements in the U.S. to compensate patients.
Phillips is a defendant in several class action lawsuits and individual personal injury claims in the U.S. As consumers claim its machines use foam that can degrade and be ingested and possibly presenting a cancer risk. During the 3 months through June, the company boosted sales and returns on double-digit growth in China, and tough measures like taking jobs out, said Jacobs, who took the company's reins in October and slashed 10,000 jobs. The recall of breathing devices for sleep apnea remains the biggest priority, he said. Philips shares are still up 45% so far this year. Still, the stock is under pressure after sliding following the firm's first recall of potentially faulty sleep apnea products in June 2021. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration labeled it as a Class 1 issue, the most serious type. Phillips is also being investigated by the U.S. Department of Justice and remains in ongoing discussions with the FDA regarding a proposed consent decree. The company has not yet made any provisions for these matters. We're still waiting and working through the consent decree, which will be upcoming, as well as working through further litigation, Jacobs said. Revenue this year should rise by a mid-single-digit percentage compared with previous guidance for low single-digit growth. Phillips said the funnel remains strong for order intake growth and bills. In the second half of the year, Chief Financial Officer Avijit Bhattacharya said in an analyst call, adding that the second quarter was flatter. Second quarter adjusted earnings before interest, taxes, and amortization rose to 453 million euros, beating the average estimate of 389 million euros in a Bloomberg survey of analysts. The company also lifted its EBITDA margin outlook to the upper end of the high single-digit range from a high single-digit adjusted operating profit margin earlier. The change to the outlook excludes impacts from the recall beyond Phillips's current assumptions, it said.